Some opening comments about first day of practice, getting out there.
Oh yeah, for first day it was pretty good. I thought there was a lot of good things we did out there. A lot of things we can improve on, but first day of camp, obviously you're going to have some rust you got to shake off. I think offensively, I think we got a lot of things we can work on. I definitely think we're going to have to be more consistent coming out in day 2 and get better as the camp goes on. But I thought we did a lot of good things.
Does Paul usually yell that much in the first practice that you've been used to? It seems like he was getting on some people early.
Oh yeah, he's just excited. If anything, he's just more excited about just getting camp started. And I think he just what he expects out of us is a lot, and I think we're trying to meet those expectations. And when we don't, we're going to hear it. And I think it's good for our team. I think it's good for us to understand that we need to meet those expectations, which are high, and our goals are high, so we're going to have to meet those as well. And when he's getting on us, we just got to take the coaching point and move on and get ready to have a next play mentality.
How excited are you to get back going, especially after all the success you guys have had last year?
I'm very excited. This is a great group of guys. We did lose a decent amount of guys last year, but we still got a good amount returning coming back. And I think the most exciting part about it is we've had a chance to do a whole offseason together, and we understand how good we can be. But it's up to us at this point. We're gonna see where it goes from here, and I think the most exciting part about it is we got so much time left in this season, so we can only get better. And I think going out of day 1, we know where we need to go, and we know where our goals are, and we need to get there, and we'll continue to get better from here on out.
Of course, this time last year, we were talking about the chip on your guys' shoulder, having the move announced just a few months earlier. Now that you've went through the season, you've went through, just give us a sense of inside the locker room now. Do you still kind of have that chip on your shoulder? Pick 6th to finish in the Sun Belt. Still no respect for you guys, really.
I think no question. I think the chip on our shoulder remains where it is. I don't think any of that's changed. Our mentality remains the same. That we feel like we've been disrespected by a large amount of the country. And I think we're going to continue to do what we need to do to show people what we're about. I know those guys feel that we're going to get better and better each day, and no matter what people say or how we're going to do or where we're picked to finish, we know what we're capable of, and we're just going to go out there and do it.
There a lot of pride between you guys, especially upperclassmen or especially the seniors, knowing that this is kind of obviously the last run in the FBS ranks. How you guys kind of take that on?
I think we're just focused on the year. I don't know if it's a pride thing. I think it's just more of a, we're taking things in stride and just focusing one game at a time, one day at a time as well. I think what we're going to do is really not focus on what is after the season, and that'll be focused on when we come to it. We'll deal with that when that happens. First, we're going to take care of business, and we'll go from there.
What were you trying to work on in the off season? What did you kind of go back to the drawing board with?
A lot of things were footwork based. I think I need to improve my footwork a lot. I've worked a lot with Coach Molnar and Coach Petrino with that stuff. Coach Molnar's done a great job with improving my footwork. I think I feel like I'm light years ahead of I was, but I still have a lot of room to grow. Even in my 5th year, I've got a lot of things that I can improve on. So there's so many things that I worked on, but footwork was the main focus for us in the off season, especially in the summer, and we're going to continue to get better and better on that as we go along.
You mentioned losing a lot of guys on offense. Is continuity the main thing you're trying to work on this time of year, getting on the same page with all those guys?
I think that's what camp's all about, is really everyone getting on the same page and working to remain consistent. There's a ton of reps we get during this whole month, and a lot of guys get a chance to, if they haven't had the reps before, they get a chance to get the reps now. And a lot of those young guys that came in that were either in spring ball or came in during the summer get a chance to get thrown in the fire a little bit and see how it goes and see how we operate. And I think that's the best part about camp, is being able to get all these reps and establish that consistency as we go. So we'll see as we go along, but I think, we got a lot of reps ahead of us, and we'll see where we go from there.
Kind of on that same note, you guys lost some big receiving threats, Deion Watson, Trent Cowan, Jordan Preisinger. What's it been like kind of establishing a rhythm with some of these other wideouts this fall?
I mean, it's been great. A lot of those guys have stepped into those spots and done a great job. Alfonso's really had a good offseason. Jacob Sannon had a great offseason. Ruben Muela, Mason Petrino. If I'm missing any names, I'm trying to think. Dave Unger has done a great job. Those guys and the new tight ends as well. Really, those guys have stepped up and had a lot on their plate. So for them to do what they've done so far is pretty impressive. Coming off of having the offense we did last year with the guys and having to replace those guys, it's tough. It's not easy for any offense, but we have great coaching here, And I believe in those coaches to get those guys ready, and I think they're doing a great job with them so far.
Also, there were a few picks today, and I'm just wondering, I mean, you've been part of this program as running with the ones since you got here. What has been the difference on the defensive side of the ball as far as improvement goes from when you came here to what you're seeing now?
Yeah, those guys are fast over there, man. Our speed on defense is light years ahead of when we first got here, and those guys are really hard to dictate where they're going. Those guys are real fast over there, and I think they throw a lot of looks at you and they try to confuse you, and they do a good job of that. And, they're aggressive, and I think that's one of the things that helped them in our turnover margin last year, which we did really well in terms of where we were statistically. So having those guys be able to create turnovers is big for us. I'd like to make sure they don't come from me, but obviously they're doing a great job over there, and they've had a great offseason. I think they're going to continue to get better and better.
One more question for Matt.
You mentioned Jacob. We saw the huge spring game for him, and then today it seemed like you picked up right where you left off. How has he evolved, and what kind of steps do you look for him to make this year?
Jacob's going to do a great job, but not only with Jacob, we've got a bunch of other receivers that are going to do great as well. I believe in Jacob. I've been with Jacob since we both came in, so the chemistry has been there for a long time. But also with Ruben and Alfonso and Dave and all those guys, and I think the best part about having those guys back is being able to. I've been around these guys a lot. So the chemistry with not only Jacob but the other guys is there as well, and I think those guys are going to have a great camp. And we're going to see how they do in the season.
All right.